Let's take a look at where things stand in the race for the White House with just a week left before Election Day. And specifically, let's zoom in on Pennsylvania, where President Trump will be. Trump leads the vice president there by about half a point, with Harris losing some momentum in recent days. Alex Caprariello is here with a look at what's at stake in Pennsylvania. This one's going to be interesting. Alex, how critical is the Keystone State to their chances?
Yeah, well, it's got 19 electoral votes, so arguably among the battleground states that we examine day in and day out, Pennsylvania perhaps is one of the most important ones, if not the most important ones. We say the road to the White House has to go through Pennsylvania. There is a way for both candidates to actually secure the White House without Pennsylvania, but heck, it's going to be a lot easier if they do. Let's look at some scenarios. So if Kamala Harris takes Pennsylvania, well, then Donald Trump has a tough road ahead of him. He has to essentially win out and get 4 of these states that he ultimately lost back in 2020. So say he wins the Sun Belt, he takes Georgia, and then he wins one of these Midwestern states like Wisconsin. Well, that will be enough. If he doesn't get Wisconsin, he gets Michigan instead, also enough. But let's take a look at the opposite, right? So say Donald Trump in those early voting hours is able to go ahead and secure Pennsylvania. Well, he's already at 254 electoral votes. All he has to do now is just win Georgia, and he's made it to that 270 threshold. So again, a lot easier if Donald Trump is able to secure that Keystone State. Let's take a look at why they are actually campaigning there. Aside from what I just explained, we know that there's a lot of voters that are ready to go and itching to hear from both candidates. Donald Trump going to be making his way to Lehigh County in Allentown this evening for a rally. Now, what's going to be very important to watch for tonight at that rally is exactly what he says about what happened at Madison Square Garden on Sunday. The reason why he almost inevitably has to address it is because of the sizable Puerto Rican population that is specifically in Allentown. Nearly 50,000 right there in Lehigh County, in Allentown in specific. That makes up for the second most Puerto Rican population in the entire state of Pennsylvania. So look to see what he exactly says about that. Before that, though, he's got to come down to Delaware County. If you live in Delaware County, you know it as Delco. He's going to speak at Drexel Hill. But really what we want to focus in on the southeast quadrant, we know Philadelphia is down here with a huge voting population, but it's also those collar counties outside of Philadelphia that will be the difference maker when it comes to this election cycle. Kamala Harris essentially has to do really well in these suburbs if she wants to have any chance of actually securing the Keystone State.
Yeah, we know the top 2 issues there are the economy and abortion, which is interesting because it's the X factor for both of these, individual perspective campaigns. Alex, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.